Welcome back to the clown show. This is my little friend here. He's like my version of Wilson from Castaway. And what are we doing today? We're gonna do the springs. I don't know why I don't want to, whatever. First, we're gonna cut, we're gonna use our hole saw. We're gonna cut a couple larger holes so we can mount our Boss 9 scoop. Hey, I've read your comments and everyone seems, it could be bigger. Well, the only thing that's bigger on, yeah, they can make them bigger, but you know, this is what I got. So it's still 4.5 inches tall. But a couple people mentioned painting it white. Maybe. I kind of like having the black break things up. It's like any color of car to me. I think the only color car for me personally that you can't have too much is black. Black. That's good. But if you got like a silver car or a gray car or, God help you, a red car, yellow, what, you got to break that up. That's just too much. I mean, whew, I personally, that's just a personal thing for me. Got to break it up a little bit. So the black breaks up the white a little bit. So I'm okay with it. But yeah, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to start with our spring. So let's quit talking. Let's get to work. Yeah, let's get to work because it'll be lunchtime in a little bit. And today, Teresa's, they're having a pizza party at work, and so I'll be solo on my lunch. So I'm probably going to go to Whataburger, which that'd be kind of cool. I mean, maybe I'll bring it back here and me and the kid will share. Well, you know, he'll sit there with me. So, all right, let's get to work. Oh God, I've already heard him. Sorry, dude. Dang it, my bad. We got our holes done, and we've got our scoop bolted on. Look at that. Grandpa's race car. I got that Clint Eastwood Gran Torino style grandpa get off my lawn kind of guy. So he got that bolt action in there. He ain't scared to shoot somebody with it either. Including Kevin. Kevin might get a little taste of that lead. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But all I know is I just worry about what I got to be doing here. And now, here we go. Let's begin. I measured this yesterday out of curiosity. As of right now, it's 27 inches from the top of the wheel well to the ground. 30 inches. I measured both sides. They're basically right on point with each other. I mean, maybe 1/8 of an inch difference. But yeah, 30, 27. We got the 3-inch gasser stance. We need to get rid of that. I know some guys like the gasser look, and I didn't hate it. Just, we got the wheel off. Both sides. That right there required a little bit of the hand puppet. He had to make a fist, and then he reached over. He brought this out. Look at that right there. It's a well-worn piece of machinery right here. Look at that. Cool. Hey, look at this progress. Isn't this exciting, guys? I mean, who right now is literally sitting on the edge of their seat going, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? I'll tell you what, we're not going to change this rotor. Get some of that. Oh my gosh. Might be the most rust on the car. We have gotten one of our front shock out, and man, this thing, jacked. Oh shoot. I mean, oh my God. Yeah, it was about halfway up, and it was hard to push down. I was like, wow. So this is not what, I mean, this is a Tussin tip. If you've got a Lincoln Town car, a drag car, this is not what you want. You don't want this. This is garbage. This may or may not be what you want. It's a Coney. This is basically a 90-10. This is much nicer. I pushed and pulled on both of them, and they are to my liking. They both go up and down. That's good. So, yeah. The other thing I looked at when I was looking, I've got a manual. I have no idea, honestly, where I got this from. It may have been in the car when I bought it. There's no reason I would have bought, well, I don't know. I did have a Mark 7. Maybe I bought it a long time ago when I got my Mark 7. I mean, I had my Mark 7 over 20 years ago, so my memory's never what it should have been. But anyway, so their recommendation is to compress the coil spring, remove the shock, compress the coil spring, and take the lower control arm bolts out and drop the control arm out like that. I am doing it in typical GM fashion, where you break the ball joint loose from the spindle and drop the control arm out that way and pull the spring out from the front. Technically speaking, I do have the correct compressor, spring compressor, which is rather expensive because it just uses plates and it's Pirates. Thank you, Pirate. I've literally had the thing for probably like 2 years, but I've got it. It's sitting in a box. It's got plates and it's got a rod that goes up through it, and obviously it compresses it and you can pull it out. But I mean, to me, taking the control arm bolts out seems like a lot more work in dropping it out like that, when I can just break the freaking ball joint loose and swing it out that way. I mean, I don't know. I can still compress it the same way. I don't know. But anyway, I just spent 2 minutes telling you about that. Gosh, I'm ready for lunch too, dude. I'm not even gonna lie about that. So let me see if we can get this ball joint. I've already got it broke loose. Got them both broke loose, just so it'll pop, and then we'll put a jack. Anyway, you know what we're doing. I don't work on stuff like this. I don't work on GM. I've never changed the front springs on anything except basically a Mustang. So this is like all weird to me. Like, it seems to be super complicated too. I'm like, this is so much more like kind of almost work, but same time it's not that bad. Anyway, let me get that pop loose, because that's how we're doing. We're doing it GM style, baby. GM springs, we're going to GM style. But I'm curious to see what the spring looks like when we get it out. We gave it a shot of the air coil. So we'll let it soak for a second. The top one popped loose. We were beating on it, but we've been hammering on the bottom one a little bit. We're just going to let it soak for a second and just go take the other side and get it loose. And, you know, and then we'll come back around and hammer on this a little bit. Maybe it'll be ready to go. Oh, dang. Garbage. That's not a race car part. That's a garbage can part. Boom. Literally. Getting close to lunchtime. I'm getting kind of hungry. Working up appetite. Okay, after much talking with Bruce and we were just shooting crap, and Whataburger lunch, which I ate there, and went by and got Bruce a case of beer. We had to get torch out, give it a little heat, and that we got them both popped loose. Now Bruce is very concerned about the height of these springs compared to what's in there. He's like, I don't know, those things are really, really tall, and they are the length, the free length that the you know, when I looked up the part number, it says they're 17.5 inches tall, free length. That's what they are. These are supposed to be like 16 or something, but they compress to 11 something, and these are supposed to compress to 10. I find it hard to believe they're going to compress 7 inches, but I don't know. Hey, I said something about cutting the coil off. He goes, yeah, I'd probably cut a coil off. He said, you're not going to affect the spring rate that much. So listen, you know, I got Yoda says you can lift an X-wing out of the swamp. You don't say what or why. You just, you know, close your eyes, knit your brow, and concentrate really freaking hard and try and do it. So, whew. All right, update on our situation. It turns out that the manual is smarter than we are by a long shot. Here's the issue. The control arm gets into the rotor. So you basically, now at this point, I take the rotor off, which as far as I'm into it at this point is basically kind of irrelevant. Take the rotor off, allows the control arm to drop out, then we can do the spring. But so yeah, originally you compress the spring, you take the bolts out here and drop the control arm like that. Technically sounded like a bunch of work. Now this is all basing everything on compressing the spring, which at the moment we aren't doing, and we, you know, probably will on the way back in, which will be much easier. We'll have the rotor off. But we have made this job, as always, way more difficult than it probably actually had to be. But for all you aspiring Lincoln drag car owners, here we go. I'm still, like I say, the springs, I'm still worried about the springs. So let me get the rotor off, and then we'll get the spring out. That's just what I want to do, get the spring out so I can look at the other springs. Boys, that's what success looks like, or a raging accident. Man, that dude popped on out of there. Let's see this. Oh yeah. Oh, it's flat. It's flat on top. But yeah, we need to check into this. These are there's no, well, I don't know. Actually, wow. Let me flip this dude over. So, yeah, I mean, they're probably close to an inch or so shorter. Wow, I'm shocked. I take a picture of that and send it to Bruce. I'm shocked. What we need to do, we cut this dude right here. Cut this dude right here. Man, these things were 3 inches too tall. They're also, if you go by the, sorry, I'm sitting down. If you go by the spring rates that are listed, it's a 25% reduction in spring rate if you go by what they say. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. We're sitting on something too. Dang, we're not even 100% here. There we go. Now that looks, yeah, that's pretty, wow, that's pretty close. That's probably a little bit over an inch, probably 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches. I don't know. Anyway, that's irrelevant, honestly. It's wow. But it's a 25% reduction in spring rate, according to Moog, but or Mog, or however you want to say it. Wow. Man, we should cut a coil off. You know I want to. You know I'm dying to do it. All right, we're moving on. We gotta get the spring out. I just got off the phone with Yoda. He said cut a coil, 1 coil. I was gonna go 1.5 coils. He said, nah, just cut a coil, 25, that's gonna, you know, he was doing some math in his head. He said that should put you pretty much right where you want after they settle. You know, you're obviously gonna have to give it a week or so just for it to kind of settle in, and then I'll truly know where they're at. So, all right, so we're gonna cut a coil, and then I'm gonna see if I can stick it back in. Which should be fun. Note to self, don't be hard-headed and just use the freaking spring compressor if you have it here. I mean, it's right in your face. Just use the damn spring compressor. What are you doing? So anyway, hopefully that'll all come apart like it's supposed to. So anyway, all right, cool. Well, one small hang up, the conies have a fine thread, and the nuts that were on top of them are not. I didn't even ever try and screw them down. They were just on there. I just assumed, but it's a no bueno. On a side note, you know, we basically got it kind of back together. It's also, oh crap, I hear something over there falling around. That's a little spongier than it was. I mean, it was kind of way stiffer. So I don't know, maybe these things will settle in some. We've got the other side out. We've already got the spring cut. So we technically we might have time to put this other spring in. It's getting close to time to going home, so but Yeah, we might be able to get it in and get the spindle on. Honestly, I'd like to do that because, I don't know, maybe we can get it back together before we gotta go. We got somewhere we gotta be tonight, so we're running out of time. We kind of took our time today and lollygagged and through our own stubbornness, didn't cost ourselves time, but that's part of the game. It's part of the game. So let's compress that spring, see if we can get it in there real quick. Got it up in there. Now we gotta do is take the spring compressor out and tighten up the castle nuts and a few other things. So whew. We got them swapped. I'm not particularly happy with it. I mean, maybe they'll settle some, but it's literally basically like no lower than it was before. So that's, you know, that's disappointing. Maybe we'll heat them. I don't know. Maybe we'll pull them back out and cut them. Don't know. I did drive it around. It literally needs valve springs bad. It's, you know, 52, 53, just so. If you've watched Kevin's channel, or if you watch Kevin's channel, or if you watch his latest video, he has decided that he is not going to invest any more effort or time into the 350. So, you know, that's disappointing. I'd kind of base this whole deal right here on racing that combination, because I figured it'd probably be a really close race. He'd probably make more power. My car would be a little lighter possibly, so I'd have a stick, and I figured it'd be a close race. But now he's, you know, putting like a 400-inch motor in it. I don't know what head, so, you know, I'm not real interested in that anymore as far as racing or whatever, because who knows what the combos are going to be, and, you know, so I don't know. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it now. Maybe, I don't know, I could put the motor, the engine from the Dragon in it with the twisted wedges and the N4, but I kind of wanted to put a different oil pan on it. I need to get axles and just, you know, I could maybe put some GT4. I don't know. I don't really know what I want to do now with it. That kind of just took all the motivation out of it for me. So anyway, so at least somebody's smiling about it. Thanks for commenting, thanks for subscribing, thanks for all the ways you guys help out the channel. Thanks for watching. And until next time on the Substandard Leader and Lincoln videos and Fox Body ones too, I guess. We'll see you guys in the next vid.